Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video I just wanted to recap the best performing Stomper teams. It is very similar to last week as well, and the best team overall is either a Talan team or the Lily May or the Shakir team I talked about in the previous video. Both of them get around about the same sort of score. And it's mainly because Talan just doesn't shine too much in the Stomper boss because he completely counters what she is trying to do. But it's still pretty amazing that the Talan team does get a little bit more damage than there's a Lily May OD team. Anyway, so this is the team, the formation that you're going to want to run. If you have all of these heroes upgraded, then this is going to be the best team for you. And I'm going to talk about a replacement. If you don't have Shakir, you can run Koko instead of Shakir, and again have Rainier position swap the Koko into the front line, and then she'll just tank out the Stomper boss and she'll provide damage reduction for your team with her ultimate and the shielding. So that is basically the team plan. You don't want to have OD position swapped into the front, because the problem with that is then he will get destroyed by the Stomper's attack in melee range. So that is why you want it something like this. And the real reason this team does so well is that Lily May keeps dodging the Yeti Cell or entrapment snowballs of the Stomper boss. And if you have Rainier Elite Magic Charms, which I just got today, you're going to want to have Lily May positioned behind the Rainier to gain the advantage of that attack buff. If we just take a look at it, 18% attack boost for 45 seconds. And yeah, that is pretty much going to be it. And if you don't have Shakir, you can replace it for Koko. But OD and Lily May are going to be your best two damage dealer options. If you want to talk about other heroes, definitely Lenya can work, but then you would want to go for Kruger as a physical defense debuffer, along with Lenya for her physical damage. You can do a team like that. And if you want to do the Talan team, I'm going to show you that as well, because we have the Talan team over here. Two different team replays that Old Grey Gamer tried. One is going to be OD, Lily May, pretty much the same team, but Talan rather than Shakir in that team, with the Verdant Spell artifact. Even the previous team I showed you, it is going to be with Verdant Spell better than the Resonating Spell, because the thing with Resonating Spell, it relies on you casting ultimate, like the energy generation, but Stomper prevents you from casting ultimate by silencing you. So those type of effects which will increase like ultimate casting is not going to be effective in this boss. So Talan is the one who gets position swapped here rather than the Shakir. And the thing is, the major problem is, look at this, she gets silenced before she's able to cast even her initial ultimate, which is the major problem. And now she's just kind of tanking the front line, dealing damage from her skills but not her major damage from her ultimate, but then she's able to cast once the silence wears off, which is like 35 seconds into the match. The first Yeti Cell went off onto OD, which is good for your team because OD is kind of like the lower damage dealer contributor. Lily May deals the most damage of the team. And again, going off on OD. The other advantage of Talan is that she never truly dies. So even though she keeps getting killed by the boss's like massive damage melee range attack, it doesn't really matter because she just is going to revive herself. And here the Yeti entrapment onto Lily May, and yeah, only 51.67%, and this actually is lower than the team that I managed to do with the Shakir. I think I got around 55% of the boss's health. But let's take a look at the next replay that he has. I wanted him to try with Merily instead of OD, but this did even worse. So we can watch the replay, but this wasn't really working. Other great options for damage dealers, for example, if you don't have OD, Floribel is a great, or maybe I guess if you don't have some of the damages mentioned, either Lily May or OD, replacing for Floribel is a good option. She is a good consistent damage dealer in Stomper because of her summons, which keep dealing damage. Other than that, you could even use Vala. Some people have used Vala well in Stomper, not a terrible damage dealer option. And those are basically the major ones you would want to try. But Lily May, far and beyond, is the best damage dealer for this boss. So if you have her at Mythic Plus, you should be able to get a really good score. Yeah. So here, with the Merily team, looks like it's going to be even less damage. So it's just confirming that OD is better than Merily in at least at this stage. Okay. So the Talan team was just not the most effective team. So I do think overall the best team is going to be the Shakir, OD, Lily May team. And so it only requires one Celestial Hypogean, which is Rainier at Mythic Plus. We got 1.6 billion damage with this team. I'm going to show you the replay. And then I'm going to show you a replay of a Koko team. So Shakir going into the front. We do have the +10 exclusive equipment of Rainier, which can help him survive. Like, it gives him a tankiness buff. And that can be helpful, especially if it's one of the earlier days when you're attacking Snow Stomper. Now that it's a later day and our levels are higher on our team, Shakir isn't at as much risk of dying, but earlier he was. The first time we attacked this boss, because it was actually like day 1 of the new season when we got the Snow Stomper boss for the first time. So as you can see, Lily May most of the time is going to dodge the Yeti Cell, basically the snowball attack. But towards the end, it goes out of sync and she begins getting targeted with it, and that will then reduce your damage. But then again, she dodged it right there, which is huge, increasing your damage output. And then in the end, the whole team goes down. But 54.4%, and this was one of my first attacks. If you look at how many attacks I've used today, yeah, I only used 2 attacks. And I don't know if I was I using the same team both times? But yeah, I was using... No, I tried the Floorball team instead of Odie. And Odie just did better than Floorball. So yeah, basically this was my first attempt at this. If I do more attempts, maybe it's possible to get higher. But one reason I get a pretty good score is because of the Rainier. I have both Rainier and Lily May Elite Magic Charms. I don't have the Odie ones yet, but that is the only thing I'm missing. So now I'm going to show you the team with Koko. For example, if you don't have Shakir, you can use Koko here, and she does really well. She protects your team. She kind of does a similar job to Shakir. Obviously, the damage is going to be lower with Koko because Shakir, he deals some damage on his own. He also gives the attack buff and haste buff to your nearby allies with his Lupine's aura, as long as he's at +10 exclusive equipment. So the problem here was actually that, I guess because we were lacking the haste buff, Lily May is not dodging the Yeti cells of the Snow Stomper boss. It's still not too bad, like she's just taking it. But this is going to definitely reduce the damage output. I wonder how high of a score will be possible with this team. I wonder if Mikola could be used. The problem with Mikola in this team is for Snow Stomper is that once she begins casting, then she's going to be providing that haste buff for your team. So okay, getting 1.45 or 1.4.5 about billion damage, not a bad score, but definitely not nearly as good as the Shakir team, because it's really about that Shakir providing that haste buff from the beginning of the match. Without that, Lily May isn't able to dodge the Yeti cells, so that's kind of the important part of all of this. But Koko had, like, protected the team. And yeah, so just again looking at the top formation, this was Lily May doing almost double the damage of OD. And Shakir mainly here just for that immediate haste buff to allow Lily May just enough haste required to cast her Rainstorm Ballet before the snowball goes off onto her. And if you don't have that, then that can be an issue. Because like with Mikola, the thing is, she's not going to be able to cast her ultimate and be giving the haste to your team, Courage Sphere, until 35 seconds have passed to the boss fight. And by that point, Mikola might even be dead. Because the Snow Stomper boss hits really hard. So that is pretty much it for the teams for the Snow Stomper. And you can try some of these. And one of these hopefully will be doing well for you. But definitely the Shakir team is the overall best choice of a team for this boss. But anyway, guys, you can let me know what teams you're running. This is basically the one boss fight where Talan is not necessarily the best, but it can compete even in this one for some of the best scores. Which is pretty crazy, the fact that Talan has been so like dominant in pretty much every Dream Realm boss. Look at all of the top rankings. Talan, Alpha Bear, it wasn't Talan and Alpha Bear, right? But Lone Gaze, I think, yeah, I think Lone Gaze as well, maybe not, but I think people are just not sharing their top formations. Sometimes they just don't share the best teams with Talan. Orison didn't use Talan, but Crystal Beetle, I think. Oh, it was the Elsa team, but I think when Elsa gets like, because Elsa's been fixed now, hot fixed, so I'm pretty sure that Talan will probably have a place in Crystal Beetle as well. So as of right now, like pre-end this, like I think 5 to 6 out of the 8 different Dream Realm bosses in the rotation, Talan is a top option, which is pretty amazing. Foresto currently is not a top option anywhere, but I don't think it's a bad thing, because in the future when we get to end this boss modes, I'm pretty sure again Foresto is going to have his place, because that's when like he always shined at end this boss modes. He was never the best option pre-end this, when you needed just as much damage as possible. But anyway guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one, and until then everyone, peace out for now, and thank you for watching.